In the complex and often turbulent landscape of African politics, the emergence of genuine patriotic and revolutionary leaders dedicated to safeguarding their nations from the control of Western powers has been a recurrent theme. However, these individuals often find themselves in the crosshairs of imperialist forces threatened by the potential disruption of their interests. The ongoing situation in Burkina Faso bears a striking resemblance to this pattern, as the country's current leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has faced a staggering 9 assassination attempts in less than 2 years. This alarming trend echoes the tragic fate of Thomas Sankara, Traoré's predecessor, who was celebrated as a visionary leader determined to restore dignity to his people and break free from the cycle of exploitation by colonial powers. Yesterday, at approximately 4:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, a distressing event unfolded at the presidential palace in Ouagadougou. An individual launched a sudden and violent attack on the guard station, sending shockwaves through the surrounding area and instilling a sense of fear and uncertainty. Despite the chaos, the quick and decisive action of the soldiers present helped to swiftly regain control of the situation, preventing further escalation of violence. This latest incident is part of a series of attempts to destabilize Burkina Faso and undermine Traoré's leadership. The pattern, all too familiar in the annals of African history, suggests the possible involvement of external actors seeking to maintain control and influence in the region. In a display of solidarity and support for their president, the youth of the civil vigil in Burkina Faso took to the streets at night, standing united and resolute in their loyalty to the government. Their actions exemplified the deep admiration and dedication that the Burkinabe people hold for their leader, and their willingness to protect and defend their country's sovereignty and stability in the face of adversity. As the situation in Burkina Faso continues to unfold, the international community will be closely watching to see whether Traoré, like Sankara before him, will be able to navigate these turbulent waters and secure a brighter future for his nation, free from the shackles of neocolonial control. The story of Burkina Faso's political landscape echoes the trials and tribulations of its past, as the country once again finds itself at the center of a power struggle that pits its aspirations for self-determination against the entrenched interests of former colonial powers. The parallels between the current situation and the legacy of Thomas Sankara, the visionary leader who was tragically assassinated in the 1980s, are striking. Sankara's defiance of France and his pursuit of autonomy over Burkina Faso's resources made him a target for powerful external forces, ultimately leading to his downfall in a coup orchestrated with the backing of foreign actors. Today, the same pattern emerges as Ibrahim Traoré, the current leader of Burkina Faso, finds himself facing a series of assassination attempts. Traoré's refusal to bow to the demands of France and other former colonial powers has earned him the ire of those who seek to maintain their influence over the region's resources and affairs. However, in a twist that departs from the conventional narrative, a new player has emerged on the scene: Russia. The strategic support provided by Russia to movements like the one led by Traoré serves as a counterbalance to the coercive tactics employed by France and other colonial powers. Without this lifeline, the Sahel region and its leaders would be at greater risk of facing the same tragic fate as Sankara and others who dared to challenge the status quo. The involvement of Russia represents a new chapter in the fight for African autonomy and self-determination. It offers a glimmer of hope to those who refuse to succumb to external pressures and exploitation, as the outdated strategies of colonial powers are being exposed in the face of evolving geopolitics and shifting alliances. The presence of French operatives in various African nations, ready to enforce compliance through force if necessary, underscores the persistent threat posed by neocolonial forces. However, the tide may be turning in favor of those seeking to break free from the shackles of colonial domination, as the narrative of liberation and transformation, once associated with leaders like Sankara, is now being reshaped by a new generation of activists and allies. In this era of changing dynamics and emerging alliances, the story of Ibrahim Traoré and the new wave of freedom movements sweeping across the African continent symbolize a renewed spirit of resistance and resilience against neocolonial forces. The parallels between past struggles and current challenges are unmistakable, and the spirit of defiance and determination that defined leaders like Sankara lives on in the actions and aspirations of individuals like Traoré, who continue to fight for a better future for their communities. As the world watches the unfolding events in Burkina Faso, the outcome of this power struggle will not only shape the future of the country, but also serve as a testament to the enduring struggle for African autonomy and self-determination in the face of persistent external interference. As Burkina Faso's interim government approaches the end of its mandate, the country is taking crucial steps towards restoring civilian rule. President Ibrahim Traoré, who assumed power in September 2022, has remained steadfast in his commitment to guiding the nation through this transition process. In a significant development, national consultations are scheduled for May 25th and 26th in the capital, Ouagadougou. This forum will bring together representatives from civil society, political parties, and the military to deliberate on the next steps in Burkina Faso's journey towards democracy. The consultations are in line with the October 14, 2022 Charter, which outlines the roadmap for the transition. The overwhelming approval of the transition plan by the 71-member Legislative Assembly underscores the collective desire for transparency and citizen participation. The upcoming National Forum will empower the people of Burkina Faso to shape the future of their nation. Interestingly, the citizens of Burkina Faso have expressed their unwavering support for President Traoré. On May 11th, thousands gathered in Ouagadougou to affirm their endorsement of an extended transition period, a testament to Traoré's leadership. President Traoré has also taken bold steps to address the issue of government salaries and allowances. In a recent interview, he expressed profound concern over the disproportionate compensation allocated to certain public servants and executives. Traoré has vowed to recalibrate the salary structure, arguing that this disparity stands in stark contrast to the financial struggles faced by the majority of Burkinabés. As Burkina Faso navigates this critical phase of its transition to democracy, the people's support for President Traoré and his commitment to social equity and fiscal responsibility will be crucial in shaping the country's future. In a bold move to address systemic economic imbalances, Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré has unveiled a comprehensive plan to restructure government salaries. Traoré's approach is not merely a reduction of salaries in isolation, but a holistic effort to foster a more equitable distribution of wealth across the nation. According to the president, the proposed reforms will see a decrease in earnings for some, while others may experience an increase. Traoré emphasizes that this is a necessary step towards the greater good, ensuring a fairer economic landscape for all citizens. Notably, Traoré has advocated for a principled framework where fiscal measures are implemented to achieve this goal. He has urged those affected by the salary cuts to view them as a personal contribution to the nation's development, calling for a collective responsibility in nation building. This call to action resonates with a broader vision of shared sacrifice and solidarity, aiming to unite the country in its pursuit of progress, Traoré stated in a recent interview. To support this initiative, the government has implemented a 5% deduction on ministerial salaries to fund the Patriotic Support Fund. Additionally, a new decision imposes a 1% deduction on the net salaries of all workers, with an additional 25% on bonuses in various sectors, further contributing to this collective effort. These fiscal reforms are part of a broader strategy by President Traoré's administration to address economic challenges and foster a sense of unity among the populace. The president's actions have drawn parallels to the esteemed legacy of Thomas Sankara, solidifying his position as a leader committed to the welfare of his nation and the principles of just governance. As Burkina Faso navigates through these transformative changes, the people's support for President Traoré remains unwavering. The country's journey towards a more equitable future is gaining momentum, with the people's aspirations for progress resonating with Traoré's vision.